Question number 4, what percentage of cases falls beyond 90? Now, 78 and 90. This question is about the size of this corner. Okay. So to find out the size about this corner, we need to also convert first the 90 into a z-score. So again, the first step is to convert the 90 into z-score, which we just did in the last question. Formula followed by the calculation, we obtain a z-score 1.9, and again we go to a normal table. Z-score 1.90 correspond to a percentage number 4713. Now go back to here. 4713 refer to this area, but this area is not about the question, not about our question right now. Our question right now is about the size of the corner. But the way that this normal table is made is that those percentage numbers refer to these slices, but not the corner. Okay, so that's the very key point here. Okay, so we showed that we look up a normal table, we find out the probability for z-score between the mean and 1.90 is 47.13%. So that is that value, and that value is about this question. This question is not about this value. This question is about the size of this corner. But we know this the size of this slice that will help us to determine the size of the corner. So that's the key. So this is not a value we wanted, but to get what we wanted, we need this value. Whole half is 50%. The 50% minus this is the size of the corner. So the percentage cases fall beyond 90 is 50% minus 47.13%. The result is 2.87%. Question number 5. What percentage of cases fall between 79 and 95? Again, in this distribution, we have two known x values here, 79 and 95. Now, what are percentage cases are within this interval? And again, we first convert 79 and 95 into a z-score by these two steps. Now, let's first figure out for 0.16. Okay, 79 obviously corresponds to a z-score 0.16. That means 79 is 0.16 standard deviation above the mean. Okay, now let's figure out what is the corresponding percentage. 0.16, you look at this first column. 0.1, to find the percentage number that corresponds to the second decimal place, you need to go to the column with the heading 0.06. So this percentage number corresponds to a z-score 0.16. So that the percentage number is 0.636. Okay, 0.0636. In other words, 6.36%. Now, again, 6.63% refer to the area that start from the mean toward the point. So now, from mean from 0 to a z-score 0.16, this percentage is 6.36%. So this is slice 6.36%. So from normal table, we first find out that there's 6.36% between the mean and the z-score 0.16. That percentage number referred to here. From the mean 78 to 79. We know 79 is 0.16 standard deviation above the mean. So from the mean to 0.16 z-score, or from the mean 78 to 79, this is a percentage number. We have a 0.0636 or 6.36%. So that the percentage refer to the size of this slice. Okay. Now we look at, again, we're going to go to the normal distribution table to find out the percentage that correspond to z-score 2.7. 2.7. 2.7 is right here. 2.7, the corresponding z-score 4965. 4965. Again, this is from the middle toward one z-score 2.7. Now in our chart, after we look at the table, that means that the z-score for between 0 and 2.7 is 0.4965. Okay, let me, is that the same as what we, okay, yeah, 2.7, 2.7, right here, 4965, okay. So this 0.4965, where is it? Where is it? Is here. 0.4965 or 49.65% is here from the mean, from the middle to 95. Now look here, from 78 to 79 is 0.0636 or 6.36%. But from the mean 78 to 95 is 0.4965 or 49.65%. This is what we are looking for. We know the size from here to here. We know the size from here to here. What is the size from here to here? It's simply the difference between this larger area and the thinner slice. So the probability for value x fall between 79 and 95 is the larger area 0.4965 minus the area of smaller slice 0.0636. The result is 0.4329 or 43.29%. Okay. Again, in your assignment, I'll be looking for all these different steps as complete work. Question number 6. What percentage of cases fall between 79 and 70? Now, in this chart, you can really get a sense of two known value of variable x, 70 and 79. One is below the mean, the other is above the mean. Therefore, the size of the entire areas is the combination of two slices. So we need to find out the two slices, the size of two slices separately and combine them. Okay. So we convert both 70 and 79 into z-score and look up a normal table. For 79, z-score is 0.16, as we did in the last question. And for 70, we convert it into a z-score negative 1.27. Now, if you go to our normal table, 0.16, where as we obtained from last question, a percentage number 0.636. Okay, and for negative 1.27, we don't have a negative number on this normal table. Normal table only make the positive half of the distribution, but we know that a normal distribution is a symmetrical distribution. To find out the value that corresponds to the negative half, you just use the positive half here. So the z-score negative 1.27, let's use positive 1.27. Now, first column give us 1.2. You also need to find out the second decimal place, 0.07, 0.07 right here. So this you read this across until you come across the column with heading 0.07. You have this percentage number 3980. 3980. Okay, so that is what we need. Okay. So from the normal table, we find out the z-score corresponds to 0.16, correspond to this percentage number 0.0636, and z-score correspond to negative 1.27 is 0.398. Notice that in this expression, negative number appeared below the 0. Therefore, you need to put the negative 1.27 to the left of the expression. Okay. After that, we know that there's a 6.36% correspond to these slides. 0.398 or 39.8% correspond to these slides. So we know the size of both slices. Now we just combine them to obtain the final result. Thus, the probability of 7 for value x fall between 70 and 79 is the combination of two slices. Okay, you combine them to obtain the final result. Now, question number 7. Assume the distribution of SIUE student commuting distance to school follows a normal distribution. Now, this is a mean 21.4 and standard deviation 3.5. What percentage of SIUE students commute less than 15 miles to school? First question. Second question, how many of the 13,000 SIUE students commute more than 15 miles to school? Let's first do the first part of the question. Now, this distribution we succinctly express as this. The mean sum is 21.4, the standard deviation 3.5. What percentage of students commute less than 15 miles to school? That means 21.4. 15 miles is to the left of 21 of the mean. So we write 15 miles here. Less than 15 miles, is even to the left of 15 miles. So we want to know the size of this corner. Size of this corner. So that is the nature of this first question. To find out the corresponding percentages, we need to find out first the z-score that corresponds to 15 miles. So again, we need to convert 15 miles into a z-score using this formula. Okay. Again, you use the correct order so that you can come up with the negative z-score. Now, z-score negative 1.83. Let's go to normal table. 1.83. 1.8 is right here. And the second decimal place 0.03 right here, this column. So you just read this until you come across this column and the corresponding percentage 4664. 4664. So we know that from normal table we find that the probability for this z-score take a value between mean and negative 1.83 is 0.4664. Where is this percentage on the chart? Where is this percentage values on this distribution chart? We know in a normal table, it extends from the mean to a z-score, either the positive, either negative. This chart only shows the positive, but we know that we know the positive side, we also know the negative side. Therefore, if you have a negative z-score 1.27 should be from the mean to somewhere here. So that should be that percentage value. In our case, this 46.64% should be right there. Should be right there. That is not what we are looking for, but it is related to what we're looking for. Okay, so to find out the size of the corner, we just subtract the 46.64% from 60% to obtain 3.36%. So that's the first question. Second question, how many of the 13,000 SAUE students commute more than 50 miles to school? Now, this corner refers to those people who commute less than 50 miles. These all distance more than 50 miles to school. Okay. So we know the percentage in this corner is 3.36%. What about this whole area? What about this whole area? What percentage of students commute more than 15 miles? Okay. We know is to the right of 15. If to the left of 15 is 3.36%, to the right of 15 miles is 96.64%. So 100%, the entire distribution minus 3.36%. That gives us 96.64%. So this percentage of students commute more than 15 miles. Now, how many students are actually involved? The total number of students in SIUE is 13,000. 96.64% of 13,000 is how many people? You complete this calculation, 13,000 multiplied by 96.64%. That gives us 12,563. You round up to the nearest number to obtain this value. Okay. So that is the answer to question number 7.